Hi, everyone. I'm Mary. I am the health coach and nutritionist at Family Functional Medicine. And today we're going to be talking about why boundaries matter. And boundaries are done in a lot of different ways when you think about it, but I want you to think about why they matter to you and why you should be concerned about it. So, have you ever said yes when you really wanted to say no, right? I've had that instance, someone says, "Hey, I really need you to help me with this email list. I don't know how to do it. I know you know how to do it. And I really care about this friend and I want them to be successful." And I've said yes. And then after I hung up, I'm like, why did I say yes? I seriously don't have time on my plate. So think about that. Take a minute, and before I go on, just write down maybe one or two instances when you have said yes, when you really wanted to say no. Okay. So, boundaries are limits that we set to protect our energy, ourselves, our time, our emotions, our physical well-being. They help us maintain healthy relationships with others and ourselves. Okay. So, without clear boundaries, we can experience burnout, resentment, physical health issues. So it's very important to have boundaries, especially if you're on a healing journey. It's more so important to have boundaries then. So, what is the impact of not having boundaries? How about mental and emotional health? Without boundaries, we take on too much, leading to stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion. Think about my story where I said yes to my friend about her email list when I really said no, and the way it impacted me, probably with my family, was not pleasant because I probably got ticked off at something that was not really worth getting ticked off about. The people pleasing and overcoming the resentment, you diminish your self-worth, okay? How about your physical health? You have chronic stress from weak boundaries, from not saying, that's too much. I can't do that. You know, I need to protect myself. It's really not a life or death moment. I'm just doing it because I'm kind-hearted, because I really want to help so and so. But in the meantime, you're hurting yourself. Weak boundaries can lead to increased cortisol. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with increased cortisol. It can affect your sleep, it can affect your digestion, it can affect your immunity. Think about all these things that have been circling this winter, all RSV, COVID, um, a multitude of other ones that I cannot pull out of my brain right now. But, there's been a lot of sickness and ickiness. So, having those boundaries are good for our physical health. You can get fatigues and headaches and tension in your body by not setting limits. You get all frustrated about it. So make sure that you have space in your space in your circle. Think about this circle right here. There's a lot going on in this. You want a circle which is expanded and you can handle the things that are going on in your life, but not feel like you're driven by all these things because you did not set boundaries. It can affect your healthy lifestyle. Without boundaries, it's easier to fall into unhealthy habits, such as overeating or choosing the wrong foods if you're on a gluten-free diet, or if you're on an elimination diet right now because you want to feel better. Um, it can lead you to say, oh my gosh, I didn't do something for myself. I didn't pack stuff. I'm here with my family. It's okay. I will just eat X and I'll be fine. But is that looking out for yourself? Okay. Um, Without boundaries, you choose lack of movement, maybe. You don't get out and move all the time that you should. And moving can be as much as walking out to the mailbox and back, maybe walking out to the backyard and back, and slowly increasing that movement because movement is good for our bodies. Movement is good for sleep, movement is good for digestion, movement is good for stress. So, having that movement is good. And then it can also affect your sleep. And we've already talked about that because cortisol. So the question is, how do you set healthy boundaries? You need to identify what your needs are. Recognize what drains your energy versus what restores your energy. So grab your pen and paper again, or pencil and paper, and take a minute to write down two things that drain your energy and two things that restore your energy. Now ask yourself, what do I need more of? Do I need more of the things on my energy restoring things, the things that bring me life and joy? What do I need less of? Do I need less of those things that just totally zap my energy and makes it so I can't do anything? Think of it in those ways, all right? So it also is about setting small, clear boundaries. Um, if you're working or maybe you have a lot of stuff going on in your family, you need to say, I am not going to check emails after 8. Not needed. Not needed. The world is not going to end. Nothing horrible is going to happen. I set that 8 o'clock time, so I have time to calm down and relax and chill and do what I need to set myself up to sleep well. And you might say on the other side, I'm not if you gonna check emails until after I drop the kids off at school or after I get to work. It's not gonna matter. The world's not gonna end. Many of us grew up before we had access to all this communication that we have 24/7. Did the world fall apart back then? No, we're still here. So also make sure that you're saying, I can't commit to that, but I'd love to spend time with you in another way. So a friend asked you to do a fundraiser with her. Yeah, I can't commit to doing that, but how else can I support you with a fundraiser? Can I write a check? Can I get some donations for you? Those type of things. Think about that outside the box than doing direct help. Another way of setting healthy boundaries is practicing saying no. No is a complete sentence. I think about when I went to college back years ago in the 80s. My mom did a little needlepoint thing and put it in a frame and sent it to me to college, and it had no on it. It's okay to say no. As a college student, I'm not quite sure I grasped totally what that no meant because I'm sure I said yes way more times than I should have said. And I should have said no. But, lessons learned, right? We've all been there. Think of an alternative phrase if you don't like no. I'd love to help you do that, but I can't. I get that with people that I donate to various organizations and they call me up and they're asking me to donate more. And I say, I'd love to do that, but right now it's just not in my budget. Or think about that doesn't work for me. But thank you. It's okay. It truly is okay to say no. Also, part of setting healthy boundaries is learning to communicate assertively and kindly. I was going to say confidently, but you do need to do it confidently too. Setting boundaries with confidence and not anger. And you just, no, I'm sorry. I can't really do that right now. It's okay. Maybe another time. Or such as, I need some alone time this evening, but hey, let's catch up tomorrow or let's catch up this weekend. Let's go out for coffee. Let's go for a walk, whatever it may be. But it's okay. It's really okay to just be assertive and kind. Also, enforcing your boundaries. People want to push back on you. Oh, come on, it's okay. It's only this one time. And if you think about it, one time, maybe like 25 one times, you know? So think about this and say, I'm firm. I'm not going to do that activity. I'm turning
Mhm.
my phone off at 8, or I'm putting it on Do Not Disturb at 8 to stop yourself from responding to family, friends, things that aren't really urgent. Okay? It's okay. So, remember, it is okay to enforce your boundaries. It is okay to say no. So, when you have your boundaries and there's a lot of power in it, you become your best self in your relationships, in life. You present yourself in as a better way. You're stronger. You protect your mental energy. You protect your physical energy, and you protect your emotional health. And it makes space for what truly matters to you. So, boundaries aren't walls to keep people out, all right? They're just gates to let in what is nourishing you. It's okay to have those boundaries. Not gonna end the world. So, a call to action is I have some tools in our open office hours archives that you can find probably this evening after everything gets loaded up. There'll be things like pause and check in tool, how it explains how to work it, or the boundary script tool, or energy audit tool. The other ones will be like the non-negotiable list. So there's a lot of things that you can use and check out the tools and choose just one and practice it, maybe for a week, and maybe practice one each week and find out what works for you.